All right, welcome to episode 45 of Adventures in Inbetweening. Today we are looking at Avatar: The Last Airbender, Season 1, Episode 5. We're going to break down 13 shots in 29 seconds. Let's watch them and dissect them. Cool. Start off with the lack of detail, the absence of detail on the characters as they're far in the distance. I love that. I love how sometimes these drawings are just so simple because the characters are so small. Bumi starts out animating on 2s there. We have a lot of animating on 2s, which just means every drawing is held for 2 frames. Now 7 to 8 frames after Bumi leaves here, we're going to have the camera pull back, reveal Aang. We're going to arrive there for 3 frames, then Bumi's going to come in. So we're leading the audience's eye, but we're also reacting to the action. Immediate impact dust, there's blur, there's camera shake. When Bumi lands here, the arms are coming up. Look how powerful he is. The dust is spreading out here. Now, as this dust is animating out, we're actually going to fade it off. And it's faded off because we want to show the impact, the devastation that Bumi has caused when he lands on the ground, how powerful he is. That's just part of setting this all up. So we want that smoke to be gone, that dust. Now similar here, we start off with dust completely obscuring the screen. This is the second shot. We're going to start animating that smoke and that dust off. But we want to get to Aang pretty quickly. So unless the effects animator is going to say, yeah, I'm going to animate that dust off in exactly this many frames, which is kind of not that conducive to the creative process, we're going to fade that off. Now, the reason we're fading it off is so we can get to this painted overlay here. Now, you see we have a bit of a technical issue with Aang's hand and his arm there. His arm's a little bit hidden behind part of that overlay. So the options here would be to pose the hand on that rock with the arm slightly obscured. Another option would be to pose the hand on the far rock. That's not nearly as nice looking compositionally. The other option would be to repaint the overlay, especially back in the day, 15 years ago, 17 years ago. That wasn't as easy as it is these days. Here we have, just to finish off here, we have these smoke drawings, these dust drawings moving apart from each other. Just having 2 move apart is so much simpler than fully animating the smoke, and it's just as effective in this case. Just a terrific, efficient, effective shortcut. Here we have this rock coming out of the ground. Boom! Becomes a static held cell. Aang is swerving around, swerving around. Here comes another one coming up from screen left. Overlapping Aang's silhouette feels much more dangerous because it's covering him up silhouette-wise. Here's another one right behind him. Boy, this is feeling closer and closer. The camera shakes are increasing as these emerging rocks get closer. Now Aang here has got his hands out. He's stretching, trying to get away from the rocks. And they could have continued and, had his arms stretch out even on this impact frame, but instead they decided to bring his arms down, go for maximum contrast, and push him up there. It's almost like, whoa, what just happened to Aang? It happened so quickly. Here, Bumi is creating this rock wall out of the ground. This is all drawn on top of the background. The background's one layer. All these drawings are another layer. It becomes a held cell, but we still have all this debris coming up and animating to cover up the fact that it's just a static drawing. Camera shake is helping as well. Here comes Aang's wind blast. Boom! White frame. Now we've got all the wind going off to screen right. All the debris being flown. Little pieces. The smaller pieces here are giving us this sense of power, giving us this sense of continuity and direction. Now again, we could animate this wind off, we could fade it off. In this case, they're choosing to animate off the blue wind first, and then the wisps are also going to animate off, and at the very end they're going to fade off, just to avoid them popping. Now Bumi here is it's a terrific pose, showing how even though Bumi's like 112 years old, he's still so athletic and strong. We got this slight sliding of the overlay here because it's drawn on every frame. And again, this is back in the day. It's not as easy now as it is to digitally cheat the things. So you have a bit of sliding there as it's drawn on there. Here we have the dust coming up. This is going to immediately fade now, this animated dust, because we want to reveal these cool rock effects that Bumi is creating. He's doing this kind of snowboarding thing here. He's creating all these rocks. Look at all these details and all the design here. Light source coming in from the top left, catching the light on these rocks, all animated frame by frame. Bumi's getting ready, 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 ready. Now we have a blur frame telling us something's going to happen. And boom, Bumi sends all those rocks off to screen left. He's floating in the air because the rocks have left so quickly. And those rocks are going to create this wave that's going to go off to screen left there. And you've got all this dust. Now, it's only a few frames of dust drawn in here, but it's only a few frames that's needed. Then we can cut, and in our mind, we still have this sense of, oh, there's all this dust off screen, but we didn't have to draw it. Again, it's just super efficient. Here, now, Aang, did he jump high enough? These rocks seem to have a mind of their own. They're coming in this organic shape. They're growing. Boom, they hit Aang. Smack him down. He did not jump high enough. He is going to get overtaken. This rock wave is coming into screen left. Again, all this dust coming in. There's the tidal wave of the rocks. Dust animating, animating, in, and then we cut away. We don't need to animate too much. We just need to set the idea in the audience's head. Now here we have two pieces of artwork. We have a single foreground piece of artwork that's animating. So that's, I'm guessing, an 8-drawing cycle. And then we've got the piece of artwork in the background that we're just going to slowly truck into. Aang lands on the ground. He gets pulled towards us from this animated foreground, and as I'm looking, it's probably only a 4-frame cycle. And then his momentum continues to take him further away from us, spinning around, zooming into the background there. Now we've got a rock coming in from the distance, and Aang is just going to turn and see it. We're going to see his thought process, and he has just enough time to anticipate down, jump up, reverse the line of action. Here comes that rock getting bigger and bigger. Aang's going to go off screen. Now we come to the 10th shot here. We've got all this detail of the rock spinning in slow motion as it goes along here. And Aang is in this forced perspective. Look how big his head is compared to how little his feet are. In 3D, this would be something like a 18 focal length. And then you got this panning background flying past. Aang is just barely going to make it over the rock. And he's safe. His foot gets off screen. As soon as his foot can get off screen, we can cut. We don't need to belabor that camera angle. Now here we start on Bumi, close up, medium shot there. Smash out in the first 3 frames to reveal the background. It's more exciting, keeps everything moving. And then we can see the wide shot. Here comes that rock that Aang just dodged. Shatters into 1,000 pieces. Bumi turns it to dust. Completely vaporizes, atomizes, goes around him, revealing Bumi behind it. That's all animated off there. And just, again, showing his strength. And the camera shake less and less and less. I love this shot. It's so simple, but so Bumi's foot is coming in here and creating a trail in the dust. Now what this is it's a single held cell, and Bumi's foot moving along is revealing that held cell. So it starts out animated. There's this animated section that moves, and then it reveals the held cell more and more and more. So when you get to the final point here, the entire held cell is revealed. It animated on. But in animation, basically, we work backwards from that. We start with the held cell, and then we show the held cell with the foot coming on. It's so effective. It's not time-consuming, and it looks great. Last shot here, Bumi is going to be coming up from the ground, creates this hole in the ground where there was no hole. This is all drawn on top of the background. We're panning up with Bumi. This is brilliant. He's got the dust swirling around him. This dust is all beautiful and showing, again, how powerful he is. Really appealing stuff, appealing shapes. The dust animates off away from us, left and right. Now Bumi starts to fall, just 1 frame, and then we're going to start tracking him with the camera, and we get back down to the ground, and the overlay's gone. There is no hole in the ground. That's just how powerful Bumi is. He can just make it look like that hole never existed. Plus, it's just easier for animation. And again, we'll end with clear composition here. This is from the storyboards, I'm pretty sure. And just everything's very clear. Everything's composed wonderfully. So that's just 13 shots, 29 seconds from Avatar: The Last Airbender, Season 1, Episode 5. Thanks for checking it out. I recommend the whole series, 3 seasons. I've seen it through 3 times, and it's great stuff. Take care. See you next time.